stoneberry. Dig, 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 dig. Mine the whole day through. Beth McDonald stoned anyway. Not stoned. Oh my gosh. You're going to cut that out. No, I'm not. Yes, you are.
Welcome to the Nutty Nitty Sisters podcast, a podcast about knitting, spinning, and fiber-related creations. We're your hosts,
Julie
and Judith.
You can find us on social media as Nutty Nitty Sisters on Instagram, at Nutty Nitty Sisters on YouTube, and you can email us at nuttynittysisters@gmail.com.
If you're watching for the first time, welcome, and thanks for joining us.
If you're a returning viewer, welcome back, and thanks for returning. We'd appreciate it if you'd click the subscribe button below so you don't miss any broadcasts.
Click that bell, you'll be notified as soon as new videos are loaded.
Now, grab your knitting, find a comfy spot,
And let's get a little nutty. Hello! Welcome back. It has been 3 weeks since we last podcasted, but we are happy to be back. And thank you for joining, and we appreciate it, and subscribe and all the things that the intro already said. So if you are new, we go by a little bit of a format, which starts life in general. What's your life in general been like, Julie?
Sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know for sure if it was the flu or exactly what it was. I didn't go to the doctor. I just sweat it out. So I'm finally feeling like I'm human again.
Yay! And we're out of doors today.
Yes.
We're actually physically together instead of our normal side-by-side format. We are outside because it's finally nice, and that's probably half of your problem is you need some fresh air. It is rather nice out, but it's still
There's still a chill.
a little bit chilly.
Not too chilly for the stinking black flies,
Yeah,
though.
the black flies are
gosh.
coming out, so we probably won't stay outside too long. The lighting is not ideal,
Yeah.
but we wanted to share with you that we have sunshine in Maine.
Not much heat from the sun, but we do have sunshine.
Yep. So yeah, the fresh air will probably do you some good.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else has been going on?
Work.
Work.
Yep. That's just really about it.
Yep. Yeah.
Although, our segue into, we did
Yes.
have some fun.
We did have some fun before, I guess it was the weekend before last. We went to the Crank Inn at Good Karma Farm in Bridgeton. And it was an adventure.
Mm-hmm.
It was a hell of an adventure.
It sure was.
At the very last moment, Judy decided she wanted to drive because it's been a minute since I drove anywhere other than the grocery store. And so I thought, you know what? Why not? And halfway down the super slab, the Prius says, problem. That's it. Just all kinds of lights and beeps and bells and whistles and problem. Okay.
Thanks, that's
Can we
helpful.
specify? So Julie gets on the Google, and we find out that the hybrid system in my Prius was likely, there's a problem with the pump, inverter pump. So we were on the middle of the super slab. We like 14 miles to the nearest exit. We had to just go. And we got to a gas station, and there was no hybrid fluid in the hybrid coolant system, which I had just had flushed by the dealership like 2 weeks before. So we were not happy. We called the dealership. They said, don't drive it. So I'm like, I'm 90 miles from home, 130 from you. What do I do? So we got towed to the nearest Toyota dealership. The Toyota in Topsom, Maine was absolutely fabulous. They got us a rental car, like they were waiting with the paperwork. We just went in, signed the papers, and off we went. So we didn't make the Friday meetup, but we at least had wheels to get there the next day.
We decided just to call that evening a chill. Let's decompress and rest and be fresh for the next day.
Yeah. So we made it through the weekend, and then it was a trial and tribulation to get my car back, because we had to come home. And this all happened on a Friday, so I couldn't get in touch with anybody for the weekend anyway. So I had my husband come down and get us on Sunday, and we left the rental car because I'm not paying for a rental car. They gave me no assurance that they did say if it was their fault they would cover everything, but there's no assurance, and I'm not paying for a rental car for a week. And so yeah, it was a trial, but Lee Toyota came through. They got us a driver to drive the car to Brewer to down east. So all we had to do was go up there and get the car. So it was, yeah. So that's my big life in general. I got my car back. Yay! Yeah, but that was the Crank-In drama. But the Crank-In itself was so much fun.
It was. It was a blast.
How many sock tubes did you get cranked, Julie?
Oh my, I don't remember. I got enough I think it might have been 6. No. 4?
I don't remember.
I'll show them later, but I got enough to be able to do 12 pairs of socks.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I remember we calculated that in our heads.
Yep.
Yep. So that was fun. I cranked and dropped stitches and screwed stuff up all over the place.
And it's all fixable.
I'm terrified of that machine. I'm terrified.
Did you see Jim's picture of what he did?
No.
That is really screwing up the machine.
No, what'd he do?
Oh my goodness. I'll have to see if I can find it.
Okay.
It's hilarious. I have never seen a machine
As
that
messed
just-
up. Oh no.
when you see the picture, it's everything came up and out. It's like the needles and everything went right in the side of the cylinder.
See, that's what I know.
And you just take everything apart, put it all back together, go again. But I had never seen that. I was like, how'd you do that?
I think the people at the Crank-In kind of felt sorry for me because every time I do something wrong, I'd be like, oh my God! Yeah. And they'd be all, I'm like,
Everybody knew she was a newbie because everybody else has done this stuff already.
they were laughing at me. Such fun people, though. We really had a good time. We met a lot of nice people. There's a fellow that was sitting next to us, cranking out his tubes, and every once in a while I'd hear him doing math and talking to himself, and like.
Oh, he was meticulous.
With his record keeping.
Yep, which is great. I mean, I've had a notebook, but I haven't really made a lot of notes. But I did that day.
Yeah,
I made notes about like how many rounds I got out of each tube because I've decided I'm going to put a tag on them, and I'll explain that stuff later. But yeah, I can definitely see the value in making those notes.
Yeah. There's a girl that cranked out a tube scarf.
Yeah.
And she did this thing where she made like this heel thing that she then put inside so she had a scarf with pockets.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely bloody brilliant.
There's so much that you can do with those machines, really. You can do flat knitting with those machines. You're not going to get a lot of width out of it.
Right.
But you can't, I mean, some of the lace socks that I see people making, I'm like, wow.
We made a little lace. We experimented with 1x1 ribbing, and it's basically a market bag.
Yeah. I am going to do a little more experimenting with that because you can tighten the stitches. I did do, I'll show it later, I did do socks with that for Cassie in the leg, and I'm going to have her try it, see what she thinks. I think it's going to be quite loose, especially because it's got kind of a long leg.
Might be good like slouchy, like the old 80s.
Yes.
The 80s.
Yeah, if you don't mind slouchy socks.
And slouchy socks.
I did put a cuff on them, so that will help, but there is a way to adjust your stitch size, stitch gauge. They don't call it gauge. You call it gauge in hand knitting. They call it tension on the CSMs.
Yeah.
You can play with that, and if I can, my worry with adjusting that tension is that it's very fine. It's like click, click, just one little click, and it's very difficult to mark that adjustment. But if I can get a way to mark that effectively, I think that I can adjust the tension for when I'm doing that drop stitch versus when I'm doing the stockinette and get a little bit of better fabric out of it. I think I can make it work, but it might take a few tubes to get there.
That's why we have all the yarn to play with.
Oh,
and
yeah.
experiment.
Yeah.
Yeah, so while we were rambling on, I hope you have probably seen a little bit of a video about like all the people and the things, and it was really amazing. Potluck, fabulous food everybody brought. It was really a lot of fun. Yeah, it was a beautiful venue, like at the top of like a barn kind of place.
Yeah.
It was nice and
loft of a
quiet,
barn.
and yeah, it was nice.
Yep.
Nice.
We had a nice little storm pass over.
Yep.
Some downpour, just a big black mass came over, downpoured, moved on out.
Yeah. Yep. It was good. It was fun.
Yep. And a beautiful place we stayed too.
Yes, we stayed in a beautiful Airbnb. Yeah.
Old house
Yeah.
that had been like remodeled, restored, or whatever. The steps were about this wide. You had to be really careful going up and down, but it was very, very quaint, very well done.
Yeah. Creaky floors. I
Yeah.
love the old pine wood board creaky floors. Yes, you're going down, but it looks like you're going up. I love it. I love it. Yeah, so that was that event. And then any other events that you have currently going on, Julie?
I still have the Crazy Sock Lady in the membership exclusive Facebook group. She has a year-long stash busting make-along that we're doing. And then I'm doing the 24 Birds mystery knit-along. I am so woefully behind.
I saw the final clue came out.
Final clue came out. I haven't even finished the first one. Oh well.
Yeah, I got it, but I'm not participating. I got it because I wasn't going to even get it, but it's a circular shawl. And
Yeah.
I do love the circular shawls. So.
And I have seen some spoilers, and it's very, very pretty.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I've got a couple of things that have to get done within the next couple weeks, and then I will be on it. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Someday I'll do it. Someday. Any other current? I don't have any events because I don't do anything.
Well, we have an event coming up. In
We
just
do
a
have an
couple
event.
weeks.
Upcoming events.
Yes.
We have New Hampshire Sheep and Wool.
That's
It's
the
coming
first
up
one.
May 11th and 12th. And we are going to make an appearance.
Yes.
We're hopefully ironing out all the details tonight. So yeah, I'm quite excited. I did peek on the website and got a look at some of the vendor lists that are going to be
Isn't
there.
it like over 100
Oh
this
my
year?
gosh, there's tons,
Yeah.
tons.
I think they've really stepped up their game this time.
Some that I'm really excited is Mrs. Hartman's
Yes.
farmhouse is going
Yeah.
to be there. Prancing Pony Sheep Farm.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she's going to be there. I'm excited to see her again. It's been a while, and I
Yeah.
love her yarn. What are some others? There's a ton.
Yeah.
There's an absolute ton. But those were two that I was like, ooh, yay!
Yeah.
Because we were gonna try to meet up with. I can never remember her name. I'm terrible with Mrs.
When you said it before, I had it.
Yeah.
And I lost
We were
it.
going to meet up with her at Nettaspawn, then we didn't end
Yep.
up going. So I'm excited to see her. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of folks there we're going to want to see, and we'll bring you along. And then after that, the next big event on the horizon is Frolic.
Yep.
Which is June
12th, 13th, and 14th.
Can't remember. I'll put I grabbed some screenshots of their website I'll throw up. But yeah.
Don't throw up, please.
So we'll give you some details on that, and definitely if you see us at any of these events, please come say hello, because we love that. It doesn't happen very often,
Right.
but I love
I'm
it.
taking the fleece washing class. Hopefully somebody is in there.
Yeah, she's gonna take the fleece washing class, and I'm going to go find a quiet corner and knit by myself probably. So come find me and knit with me.
There we go, yeah.
And then the yarn cruise starts on July 1st, and that's exciting.
Yes.
Also, along the same time frame that starts, starting on June 29th, is Tour de Fleece. And I'll have more details on that later. that's the rundown of current events. So next we're going to talk about FOs, but the sun has gone quite down and it's getting chilly. So I think for the yarny part of this, we're going to magically transport you through the miracle of technology into the origami room.
Oh, where's the phone booth?
Oh, the TARDIS?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I can. No, I can't. It's copyrighted. Like, do the. Anyway.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Here we go. Magical sparkles. And away we go. And here we are. Through the magic of technology, we have assimilated into the origami room, but the molecules got switched. But that's okay, because we're back. And now we're going to get into the yarny goodness. And I also had a uniform change, wardrobe malfunction, because the sweater was too hot in here. So FOs. How many do you have, Julie?
I think I have one.
I have 4.
Oh, golly. Go, girl.
I am wearing one. I finished the Etta. This
There you
is
go.
Etta by, I can't remember. It's a Baroque pattern, yeah.
Yep.
And it's knit in Baroque Summer Sesame. It's a worsted weight, and it is 47% cotton, 44% manufactured fibers, acrylic, and nylon or polymide.
Ah, I thought it had rayon in it.
Yeah. But it has these like slubby bits. Is the way I can. But they're not actually slubs.
No, they look like little mini beehives when you're
Yes.
spinning.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're so fun. They add like texture to the garment. I don't know if I can get close enough for you to see them or not. There they are. But I love the way it fits. I knit it exactly to pattern with the waist shaping and everything. I didn't change a thing. I did it exactly to pattern. I did 52 and a half circumference, and it fits perfect.
Yay.
I love it. It was so fun. The yoke went by really, really quick, and then even the just the stockinette of the body, because you had the waist shaping rows, like you've had so many rows.
Speed up a little bit, and then you'd slow down.
Well,
a
you
little bit.
you knew that you were coming up to an increase row or a decrease row, so you had like 10 rounds of stockinettes. You're like, I gotta get to that increase row. I did an increase row. Okay, now I gotta cap off that increase row. And, like, it just went so quick, and I do love it. A little wide in the neck, but it's not super wide. I don't think it's gonna like fall off my shoulders or anything. So yeah, so that is the Etta t-shirt. It's a t-shirt.
tee?
Yeah. I got this on the yarn cruise.
Yep.
Was it last summer or summer before? I think it was the summer before.
I think it was the summer before, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think you had it in your bags last year.
My bags are finally down to one big basket. I'm
Nice.
so excited. We're getting there. So one of my other FOs. So this is knit in Baroque sock, and this was a yarn I got on the yarn cruise, like one of the very first yarn cruises we ever did, and it was an orphan skein. It was the only Baroque sock left. They had like a big special on it or something for the yarn cruise, and it was the only one left, so I took it. So we cranked it out. I did afterthought heels, toes, and cuffs. The color is 1446. The toes and the cuff are Homespun Girls Maine Summer Sock, and the light green is Bucks Harbor Green, and the heel is Irish Moss. And I think
That worked
perfect.
out well.
Yeah, whoopsie. So I do have a little bit left. So this is a full pair. I'm so excited. I do have a little bit left of the there's your blocker back of the tube. That's what I have left. So I'm going to try to get to 2 more socks. They probably won't be as long. And this one I'm going to do the Irish, the darker green, as the
cuff and toe and the light green heel.
Yeah.
And those will be a pair of shorties more than likely. So that's that. That's a FO and a whip.
Yeah.
Double duty. My only other FO, no, I have 2 more FOs. My dishcloths, I've been trying to do 1 a week, and I can get 1 done in an evening, which is
wow.
nice.
Yeah.
So I did. I'm a little behind in
Is
my...
it a beach ball?
No, it's an Easter egg.
Oh, an Easter egg. Okay. It looked too round.
I know. I'm a little behind in my holidays, but I'm trying to do like 4 dishcloths for the holiday that's within that month.
Mm-hmm.
So this was April's actually.
Well,
even
April's not over
even
yet.
though Easter was in March.
Oh, in March. Yes, true.
And then this one is, it's really hard to see.
Oh, it's a rabbit.
It's a bunny rabbit. And then the last one for this, and I showed on the last podcast, I did a little check in a yellow color, and this one's a cross.
Oh, nice.
So that's my Easter ones. And then for May, I think I'm just going to do some flowers. I found a couple with like tulips and things like that, so I'm going to do flowers for May.
Nice.
So those are done.
Cool.
The other FO I had, oh, and those are, the dishcloths are all pretty much knit picks.
Mm-hmm.
That was all knit picks. I don't know what the white was. The white was a mystery cotton. The other one I don't have the finished object because I made it for Dylan and she promptly put it on her head and wore it home. But it is Boondoggle Farm.
Done?
And so I'll put a picture up here of the Finnsport Fair Isle hat. And this was a hat that I have knit 2 of them. I knit two for myself. One got kifed by Samantha. The other one is in the hat box. And then this one I knit for Dylan. It's one size pattern. So what I did was just take out 1 repeat. It's like a 12 stitch repeat. And so I just took out 1 repeat and it fit Dylan perfectly. And it was a colorway that she picked out when we were in Rhinebeck. We went to the Boondoggle Farm booth, and then I do have 1 more. This one's for Kinsley. So I do have to make another hat at some point, so that is in the whips as well. That is all my FOs.
Okay.
Whew.
I have just 1. This was one of the tubes, from one of the tubes that we cranked at the crank-in.
Yes.
So this yarn is from Mandy's Makings. I think I have her, oh yes I do, right here. What do I do with it? Mandy. Okay, that's her label. This one is not for this colorway, but this colorway is Chocolate Bunnies.
So appropriate.
It's so cute. And then the heels, toes, and cuff. The cuff is very tiny because I don't think Cassie's really going to want a long leg. She typically likes a little bit shorter leg. Good thing is if she wants it a little longer, or the other reason I did it short was because if this, what we did was a 3x1 rib on this, and it's fairly loose. When you compare the stitches on the leg to the stitches on the foot, you can really see there is a size difference. So that 3x1 rib on a circular sock machine, you basically achieve it by taking a needle out. So it's a drop stitch is what it is. It's not a purl stitch. You can only do that if you have the ribber.
And that makes the knit stitches, they kind of gather up some of that dropped yarn, right?
And get big. Yeah. So I'm going to experiment. I can adjust the tension and make these stitches a little smaller, try to get them a little bit closer to what the stockinette is. I just, at this point, I haven't got there yet. I really just like doing just the stockinette tubes, and whatever length leg I want, I can supplement with the ribbing that I hand knit. So I'm completely fine with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the heels, toes, and cuffs, I hand knit those
And so this is an afterthought heel. And the yarn is, I believe it's a Malabrigo, if I remember right. I don't think I saved the label on that one. No, I did not. It's just a Malabrigo I had in stash.
It's perfect. It picks
Yeah.
up on that blue.
Yeah, the little blue specks. I mean, I
Perfectly.
really could have used about anything. There's
Yeah.
yellow, there's
Green.
gold, brown, green, pink, real deep fuchsia. I mean, there's just plenty of possibilities I
Yeah.
could use in there. So, yeah, her birthday is the 5th, so hopefully not too much longer. I'll find out what we're doing with that. Turned out just they're not 100% identical. You can see that the brown stripe on this one is just a little bit bigger than that one. So there's a tiny, tiny bit of size difference. And on the feet down here, there's just a tiny little bit of offset, but
Yeah.
this was an experiment anyway, so we'll see what we get.
I know some of the people at the Crankin had ribbers. It'd be interesting to see a sock made with a ribber.
It looks just like a hand knit sock.
It does.
Yes, because it makes that ribber is making your pearl stitches.
Yeah.
So I just don't want to fuss with the ribbers.
Yeah.
They're fussy.
Yeah.
And I don't like fiddly because
That's why you're doing the tubes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because if it's going to be fiddly, I'd just as soon hand knit it.
Yep.
Because I know what I'm doing when I'm hand knitting.
Yep.
I can control if I make the fiddliness. It's my own doing, not something else introducing it for me.
Yeah. And we've worked through our own hand knit fiddliness.
Right.
That it's
I can fix it very easily if it's on that machine. I have to stop every time and think about it, work through it.
Yeah.
The more I use it, the better it will get. I know that, but for now, this is what's working for me.
Yep. All right. So that was FOs. What about whips? What do you got for whips?
Whips, I have 3 different whips, but one of those categories has quite a few.
Okay. I have 3 as well.
Okay. Go.
So tit and tat. We'll back and forth it.
Okay, sure.
Okay, all right. So my first whip is actually a hoe. I did finish one of Mike's socks that I make with the Briggs and Little Tuffy. I forgot to do the off-colored heel.
Oh.
I did the heel in black. It's fine. But I do ribbing along the top of the foot and then all the way up the leg. So yeah, that's one done. And then we'll just have to do another, and I'll probably get 2 more socks. I've still got quite a bit of yarn. I'll do one more in the black with the gray accent, and then I'll do
Switch
a
it up.
gray with black accent.
Do you use a specific pattern?
I do, yes. I use Warm and Cozy Socks by, I have no idea. I don't see it on the pattern. It is a free pattern on Ravelry, but this is how it looks. Warm and Cozy Socks. And he just loves them. Their pattern is stockinette all the way around.
Just sub in.
But I just do the ribbing because he likes the way that it fits with the ribbing.
Yeah.
So it starts at the toe and goes up. So I start here with DPNs, and then I switch over to the 9-inch circulars, and off we go. They are knit on US 9s. And yeah, they're just nice boot socks, winter socks. So that's my whip. That's my only other sock I'm knitting. Yeah. What do you got for your first whip?
First whip. So this needs to be an FO. Next time we podcast, probably. It is the temperature blanket for Kinsley, and this thing, it is so long. There's no way I'll be able to hold it up and you see the whole thing, because it's gotten very, very long.
Woo, yeah, it has.
It's fairly wide too. I mean, it's wide enough so it will cover over, and that's the wrong side, so I should probably put the right side out.
It's huge.
It is so long. That's the thing. It is just so
It'll
long.
fit on her bed for sure.
Oh, for sure. I mean, she's going to be tall. she's already tall and she will be tall, so I won't have to worry about it. Not covering her toes or something.
I love this one little purple.
Yes.
You know, we had like a day that was frigid.
Yeah, and there's one more stripe to come. That's it. Just 2 stripes of purple in the whole
In the whole blanket?
I believe that's what it is, because I have not a little less than half of September, and then October, November, December, and yeah, there's one more stripe in December. So 2 stripes of purple is all.
Wow. Mild winter that winter.
Yeah, that whole year was a warm one.
Yeah,
I mean,
look at all the red.
That's all the warm temps there. And this one is actually 80s.
Wow.
This was when it was in the 80s. So we had
Oh yeah, you've got a
70s
darker
and
red
80s.
there.
Yeah,
There's
that
a
was
darker
90s.
red that was the 90s.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a wonderful summer. Come back 2016.
That's beautiful.
And every month, the last day of every month, I'm putting an eyelet in, so then I know where each month separates.
Yeah.
And for Kinsley's birthday, it's a little sparkly yarn of a different color, so you can tell where she was born. So I was getting very fiddly and fussy about the weaving in the ends and all. I'm putting an I-cord border.
over that.
So now all these that I've woven in, guess what I gotta do?
You gotta unweave them.
I gotta pull them back up to the edge so I can cover them up.
Oh, jeez.
But that's okay. I just, like I say, I've got, what is it, 60, basically 90, say 95-ish times 2. So about 200 rows left to go. It doesn't go too bad. Last weekend I was able to get, did I put my stitch marker on here? I thought I had a stitch marker on it. I may not have. Oh
I
darn.
don't see one.
Nope, I guess I didn't. But basically I was on August 14th, which was right after the yellow stripe. So I was right here. So I've been able to get, no, wait a minute. Is that right? August. I started September. This is August. Okay, so I was here.
We can't see down there on the camera.
True, this is true. All right, so here's where September starts. Here's where August starts, and I was right here.
Ah, okay.
So I did get
That's
all
a
of this
lot.
done, like this past weekend. So I think if I've been trying to work on it in the evenings and stuff, so I've had a row or 2 here and there added in besides that weekend. But if I just can get onto it really good every weekend, a little bit in the evenings. I'm just worried about the border. That's the only thing. But if the blanket itself is done and that's all I've got left to do,
The border will go quick.
I think so. It is applied I-cord.
But
So.
4 days, you do one side a day.
True.
You're done. I mean, your long sides maybe split up
Right.
over 2 days, so you've got...
Even
6
if I
days?
don't have the border done, I can at least show her the blanket and tell her that I just have to put the border on. She'll just be thrilled to know that the blanket is that close to done.
Yeah.
Because it's been a while coming. It was supposed to be for last Christmas, and it just did not happen. I think I cast on
It's so squishy. What kind of yarn is that?
This is Cascade. No, Plymouth Encore DK.
Yep.
Yep. I did a whole calculated out thing with Excel, and
Too much math.
no, it was so good because I knew I wanted it to be at least twin size. It was DK weight, which is 5.5 stitches per inch. I calculated out how much yarn it took to get that 5.5 stitches and how many stitches across it was each row, blah, blah, blah. And then had Excel do all the formulas, and it told me exactly what I needed for yarn.
Too much math.
I'm coming out exactly right
Oh, wow.
with the yarn. I'm going to have just like not one full skein left of any, but maybe like the purple, I only had the 2 stripes, so it's almost a whole skein left of that. There's a couple of others that I think I might have 1 full extra skein left, but hey, I'm very happy with getting that close, and I got it on sale at Webb's, like $2.59 each. My total cost, shipping, tax, yarn, the whole works, is under $100.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I was thrilled with that because everything else I was pricing out to try to do it, it was going to be a $200 blanket. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, for an 8-year-old, I don't know. So, yeah.
And what's the content of the Plymouth?
Encore DK, it does have some wool. I think 20% wool.
Oh, okay.
I think
So
it's
it's
80-20.
fairly washable.
Yes. Yes, it's completely washable. Dry, put it in the dryer too.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
So it will be easy for
Awesome.
Mom. I won't have to worry about it getting felted, hopefully.
Yeah.
And I suppose if it does get felted, a little bit in the length wouldn't hurt.
Right.
This section is so pretty.
Yeah, I
It
love
really
that.
is. Even though I'm not a fan of the cold, I have to admit it's pretty.
My next whip is the Blue Lagoon Cowl, which I have been knitting on for a while. I'm mid-row, which I know is a no-no, but I did it anyway. So this is a pattern that I got on the yarn cruise last year. And it's a beautiful waffle
I love
stitch.
how the tonals are picking up.
I know. And this is so
Oh my
soft.
gosh, it's like a rabbit's ear.
So soft. It is, let me see if I can find. It's Harbor Yarns. And it's her pattern as well. This is a picture of the finished product. So several ways to wear it. Linda Perry is the maker. And the yarn is Harbor Yarns Lagoon. It is 70% baby alpaca and 30% silk.
100%
It's a cloud.
lush.
It's a cloud. And it's one skein. You literally just, you knit until you only have about 10 yards left. I'm a ways away. And then you just offset connect the two, and but it's this beautiful black basket weave stitch. So it gives it lots of texture, really shows off those colors. I am absolutely in love with it. So this is what I work on in the evening while people are still awake. Because it's fairly easy. I kind of memorized the pattern. It's easy to read the knitting. So that's what I'm working on most evenings before I'm alone.
Yep.
And that's it.
Let's see.
I got one more, but you got one more.
Oh, yep. 24 Birds Make Along, Mystery Night Along. So, this kind of spills into stash enhancements. But I won't show the stash enhancement yet. We'll do that later. I am woefully behind. I have not even finished clue 1, and the last clue has already come out. But anyway, I'm getting there.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Getting there. I did start the second yarn right about here. It's really hard to tell because both yarns are very, very similar. I don't know if you're going to be able to see the pattern if I stretch it out there a bit. Maybe. It's a beautiful. I've looked at the spoilers. I started seeing the pattern and I was like, oh, I'm gonna look. Yeah, if anybody shares this, yeah, I'm gonna look. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It really is beautiful. I forgot to grab the other 2 skeins that are coming, but this was my first skein. This was all from Stash, and that was my second skein. This one has it's a little bit more of the turquoisey aqua color in there. It's not much, but just a little. These were all different yarns, and I don't have. Do I have my tags with me? Oh, I thought I did.
In the other pocket?
Oh, maybe in this one. Yay! Okay, at least a couple of them. So the first one that I started with was. Do I remember which one? Yes. The first one I started with was a Yarnable yarn. So that's Yarnable by Hypnotic Yarns, monthly subscription box. This was, the color is Born to be Mild, and I know that now she is putting the month on them, so this one I don't know what month or year even that this was. It's not on that tag. The second yarn that I did, or am working on, is Knitterly Things. I don't know if you'll be able to see that very well. But this is their
Speckled sock.
Vesper Bespeckled Sock. It's an 80/20, and the colorway was Merry Mint. So that's the first two, and I don't have the tags for the next two coming, but the next two coming start to go further into the gold and tans and browns with a little bit of flecks of red in it, and then the last color is a lot of red for like a pop of color.
Cool.
Yeah. So hopefully I will make some progress on that when I get some of these obligation knittings done. Alrighty.
Cool. All right, my last whip. This is the one that I work on when everybody goes to bed and I'm all by my onesie because it's definitely not one that you can do when you're distracted.
Gotta pay attention.
I got probably 20 to 30 rows done and had to rip the whole thing out because I messed something up and I could not figure out where I messed up.
Oh.
So it's exclusively a sit by yourself knit. So this is Celestarium by Audry Nicklin. So there is her information.
And you've been wanting to make this for so
I
long
have
now.
been wanting to make this. It's been on my wish list forever. I finally bought the pattern. I got this yarn from Done Roving Yarn. It is called Stepping Out.
Oh yes.
It's called Stepping Out, and it actually is listed as a lace weight yarn, even though the pattern calls for a fingering to light fingering.
I would call that a white finger.
I would too.
Yeah.
It's 80% wool and 20% nylon polyamide, but it is black.
Sparkly black.
Yeah, let me see if I can get one of the other skeins. I have to wrap it because there is, even though it says it's more wool than polyamide, it is so slippery. So it is black with a speckle. And I have to sock it because it just wants to unwind. And let me tell you, you drop a stitch in this, right back. So it's definitely one you have to pay close attention to. And it's got beads.
Stitch stoppers for sure on that.
Yep. And the beads, so this is a circular shawl, and the beads are placed with a yarn over and then a bead. And they're placed in such a way that when this is all done, it looks like the sky from the North Pole. So,
And those are all the constellations.
and they're all the constellations. So right here is Polaris, and then this is Ursa Minor, and then it goes out from there. She's given a star map, so when you get it all done and laid out, you'll be able to know which constellations are which, and it's just so engaging and so much fun. I thought it would be really a challenge, and not that it's not, but it's stockinette. It's all just stockinette, and the charts are written in a way, like right now I'm in a section where she has, the chart is broken up into 4 sections, and you put stitch markers after 72 stitches. So there's exactly 288 around. So there's 4 sections of 72. And then eventually you'll get to a point where you'll increase, and then you'll double that. So you basically just, here and there you double, and she gives you very easy to read charts, and it's just stockinette, and you have to just make sure that you're counting correctly and yarning over, and then on the next row you place a bead, and it's just so fun. And oh my god, it's gonna be beautiful when it's done. Oh, those beads against the black yarn.
Oh gosh, yeah.
But I'm loving knitting this. It is so much fun. I can't wait to get it done. I did a little math and figured out the entire shawl is like 19,800 and some odd stitches. Oof. And I have like 17,000 left to go. But so I haven't gotten to the biggest part of the shawl yet. But I'm so excited to get this done. My goal is to have this done by Yarn Cruise by July 1st.
so that when we go see Paula, we can show her. And oh my God, I love it.
And I'd be so cool with glow-in-the-dark beads.
Yes, it would, wouldn't it? I actually, there's another shawl that she makes that is from the South Pole.
Oh.
I'm thinking if Paula still has the stepping out yarn, I'm thinking about getting white and doing blue beads for the South. And then the designer also has one that's the star. It's a wrap, and it's from like
the
equator. The equator.
Oh,
so it has
cool.
a whole globe in three shawls.
Wow.
I might do it.
How many skeins does it take?
This one is going to take a little over two. So I bought 3 skeins. I think
I may have some white stepping out if she doesn't have any anymore.
I know I bought 3 skeins. I think it calls for like 750 yards, and the 3 skeins combined is like 800 and something.
Okay.
So,
yep. I'll definitely take a look if she doesn't have it anymore.
Ooh. That might be fun to do with the glow-in-the-dark beads.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sure you could find blue glow in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's all me whips.
I think that's all mine. Is that all
All right.
mine? Oh, no, that's not all.
She has another one.
Well, it's a category, but they're, I don't know, maybe I can't really call them whips. But they are because they're almost, they have been started. I'm going to call them whips.
They're whips.
This one definitely is. So this is socks for Ryan. I just have to separate and start putting on heels, toes, and cuffs. And he wants heels, toes, and cuffs in this yarn. Thank God he gave me a break.
Oh, nice.
Straight black. So that is that one. That will be going on as soon as possible because I got Cassie's socks done. So the plan was then to get those on needles. Oh yes, this one. So I think I showed last time. Yeah, so I think I showed these last time. I finished those, and that was a yarnable yarn. I think that was February's yarn.
Those are pretty.
Yeah, they are. They're really pretty. And they fit good, too. That's why I like that stockinette with the tube. I mean, I can just make the cuff what works for me.
Yeah.
So I have this left from that, and I think I'm going to get one more pair.
Yep.
I am pretty sure that they will be a bit more than a shorty because this is the half point, and that's just about where I would need to put the heel in.
Yeah.
So they're going to be just a little bit more than a shorty because I'll do a little bit of a cuff
Like a
with
sport
this like
weight,
neat.
a sport
It's
length.
really blowing out.
Ooh, yeah, it is.
But it's a if you think of a yellow highlighter marker, that's
Yeah.
what color that is. So that's going to be heels, toes, and cuffs on that.
Cool.
And I'll just show quick. I'll show the tubes that we cranked. So you saw the socks that I finished, and that is how that looks when you do your ribbing and your stockinette. So this is foot, this is leg, this is leg, this is foot. So there's another pair of socks there out of that tube.
That was really fun to crank because
Yeah.
you had to kind of think and move needles and stuff.
Yes.
And that was kind of neat.
Yep. We also cranked this, which is a pretty pink speckle. This is a Mandy's Makings also. I cannot remember what the colorway is on that one. Oh, maybe it's right here. Sparkle Delight. That's what that one is. The blue one, this one is Calming Seas. What else have we got? We've got a Broco here. This one was fun. This really knit up fun. I love the way that, oh, did I lose my label? I did. I love the way the color's striped, and it's got that like peppering. So it's like marled.
It's very similar to
It is.
the one I did.
Yeah.
This one is color 1446, and yours is 1449.
Ah, there we go. So they are very
yeah.
close. Yeah, and this is a sock bonnet. So this is what you have to put in the machine on the needles first. Then you crank on some waste yarn. Then you crank your tube. And then you crank on waste yarn again. And you crank it off. So that is the anatomy of a sock tube. I think we have this one.
I love this one.
Yeah. Look at the micro stripes in that one.
So fun.
I love the colors in it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that one is a Desert Vista Dye Works. She does everything she does is self-striping, I believe. This is her Viso base, and it's a color accents, color turquoise. Yeah, that one's a self-striping. I guess it looks like she did do variegateds and gradients, because she's got those as options on the label too, but I just know her for her self-striping.
Stripies.
Yeah, I think that is all of the, I showed that one, right?
No, we didn't show that one.
Oh, we didn't show that
No.
one? Oh, goodness, okay. This was another, I think this was another Barocco socks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so this one is just a stockinette tube. And then this one is another pair of socks, but this one is done with leg. So here's the ribbing. And then we have stockinette foot, and then leg ribbing again, and stockinette foot. I wanted to try it that way to see the difference between having the leg together versus separating it out like this. I did run into just a little bit of trouble with the Chocolate Bunny, the brown stripe one, when I was doing that, with the direction of the stitches.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I had to finagle a little bit, a row or two, to get things turned around the way that I needed it.
Yeah.
Because the yarn was coming from the wrong direction.
Yep.
Instead of it coming around this way so that I could continue with the yarn in my working hand,
Yeah.
it was coming from the other direction.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to do a little funky thing to get it turned around the right way. So I'm hoping that doing this is a remedy for that. It may or may not be. We'll see when I get ready to do it. But that is another Barocco socks. Deep stash.
Mm. Yeah.
And
the label has even changed.
Yes.
The label is different than the...
Oh, yeah. And that one was even deep stash. So this one is color 1417. And the Barocco socks, it's a really great
Sturdy.
wearing yarn.
Reminds me of the Perfect. What is that one?
Yes.
Who makes that?
Regia.
Regia, thank
Yes.
you. Yes.
Yep. So, and this one, I think we might have adjusted the tension a little bit on this one. This one's very firm. And the 3x1 seems like it's a little bit more firm. So I think we might have played with tension on that one. I don't have my notebook, so I can't tell for sure, but I think we might have.
Yeah.
Yeah, so lots of fun there. I'm not sure what the actual final number of tubes ended up there, but yeah, it's enough, I figure.
Keep you busy.
And most of the tubes will come out for, like this, I'll easily get 4 pairs of socks out of that.
4 pairs? 4 socks. Oh, because, no, you do the short socks. So, yeah, you might get 4 pairs.
Wait a minute.
No, 4 socks.
Yes, 4 full socks. That's right, 4 full socks.
4 pairs? What are you making, baby socks?
Yes. It would be 4 full socks or possibly 3 pair
shorties
out of a
Yeah.
tube, because I can get 1 regular pair and 2 shorty pairs.
Yeah.
So there's a potential of 3 pairs per tube, and I think that's where we came up with the whole 12 thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Whew. So that should keep me out of mischief for a while.
Yeah. You're going to be busy, busy. Socks, socks, socks.
Yep.
Socks to be you.
Very funny.
All right. So next is Future Knits. What do you got that for future knits?
Future knits?
Julie?
Oh, I don't know that I really have. I mean, in my Ravelry queue is where I have everything. I think I actually did bump something to the top. I don't recall what it was now, and I don't see. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I did bump something to the top of my queue recently, but the Elton cardigan by Joji Locatelli is still at the top of the list, in the top 3. And her latest shawl, which I cannot remember the name of.
The one with the little tassels?
Acton or something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yes, it has little tassels on it. And then something else caught my eye recently, and that got bumped to the top. Oh, Kinsley's sweater. Kinsley asked for a pullover sweater.
Oh.
And so I went looking through, trying to figure out what would I like and what would she like. I'm going to make her a mini sea glass.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that has been bumped up to number 1.
Yeah.
The selfish knits got bumped down.
Yep. I really haven't. The Celestarium is really going to be a big project. I'm probably going to be working on that for all of May and part of June. So that's probably going to be it. But I did find. I don't even remember how I happened upon it. I think I was just scrolling for cardigans because I do want another cardigan, and I found a pattern called Folklore Cardigan.
Oh, I think I saw that.
And it is, and I'll show some pictures here. It is, I don't want to say knockoff, but it's inspired. There, that's the word. It's inspired by a look that Taylor Swift rocked. So I'll show the picture of Taylor Swift and the picture of the cardigan.
Folklore is one of her albums, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And so Samantha is a huge Taylor Swift fan, like neurotic fan of Taylor Swift. So it is all knit in Lion Brand.
Oh, wow.
So curiosity, I just thought, well, how much would it cost to make said sweater? So I went to Lion Brand, and lo and behold, they were having a big sale.
Oh, so guess what's coming?
Guess what's at the post office right now? Our mailbox, the stake on it, the stump, the post.
Yep.
Rotted, so the mailbox fell over. And so we have to put a new mailbox up, and it's probably not something we're going to get to until this weekend. So we had to have our post held at the post office. So it's there. I just can't get my hands on it. But I got all the yarn to make it.
Wow.
So that's probably going to be a Christmas present.
Whoa.
So that, and I think that's the only, that's the only one. That's the only future knit I'm really planning on. Yeah, that's it. So miscellaneous makes. Miscellaneous makes, Jules.
I do not.
I have one. So I'll show some pictures because I took some pictures earlier today, some little close-ups and some pictures of the light on this. The light on this one's a little harder to turn on, so I won't be turning it on camera now, but I'll show you. This is, it's called Box Theater. I got, there was like 6 kits, 6 in the series, and I bought these on AliExpress decades ago. I made one a few earlier this year, maybe.
Oh, okay.
And I made this one.
So cute.
These are so time consuming. You literally make every single thing. Like this, it's just like an Altoid tin, like a big Altoid tin, and you make every little thing. Like this railing here, you actually make out of paper. And you like roll it and glue it.
Wow.
The table and chair you actually make. The little wood stove with the radish on it, you actually make. The radish you actually make. Like, but they're so addicting. They're so fun. And here there is a switch. There's a battery pack. I've got like 4 more of them to do.
Oh gosh.
And they're just super cute. They actually have a stand that is like a little bunny head. Just a little wooden stand so you can like prop them open. And I keep them on the mantle on the fireplace. So they're fun.
That is cute.
I have to wear 2 pairs of glasses so I can see because they're so tiny.
The only other thing, and I guess I would put it under miscellaneous makes because I don't know where else I would put it, is orchid update.
Yes,
So I've got
your
some,
orchid update?
got some pictures. There's only one orchid in bloom right now. The rest of them have all cycled out of their bloom cycle, and they're in their growth stages now. But I did have one seedling that I really struggled with. I didn't think it was going to make it. And I took it out and actually put it in water culture to hopefully try to get the roots. It seemed like it just wasn't getting enough moisture. It's one of those that has the bulbs that need to be plumped up. Well, they don't, on this species, they don't plump completely. They do have little lines in them, but they weren't plumping at all, really, and it was really not looking good. So I put it in water culture for about a week. It started, producing new root growth, so then I put it in regular medium and in a little pot, and it got a spike, like,
Nice.
almost immediately after that.
It was thirsty.
Yes, it was. And I've done some shuffling and some changing of where I've placed the orchids, towards the light, how far from the light. I moved the whole rack to in front of a window because now the sun this time of year will come across and give them some really good afternoon sun. And I've just got a sheer curtain there, so some of the species love real daylight, and that way I don't have to have the Verena LED lights on so much. And they're doing really good, especially that one. I was really curious to see how that one would look when it bloomed. And it's just the tiniest little thing, but they're tiny little flowers, but they're really cute.
Cool.
So.
Spinning?
No.
I have spinning.
Oh boy.
I finished my Punta Arenas.
Oh, yay.
So I did this in 2 different ways, and I'll link a video for the whole, if you want to see the whole process. I make a video with the fiber of the month. So this is a monthly fiber box by Maine Fiber Workshop, and it's a breed study. So this breed was Punta Arenas, also known as PA. It actually is named after the port that the wool comes from in Chile. The breed of the sheep, they believe, is some Corriedale cross type of breed. And because I've played with Corriedale before, I kind of experimented a little bit with this. And this one is a 3-ply chain ply, and I just spun the singles right from the fold. It came out to 12 wraps per inch, or a DK weight. It's so pretty. It's 240 yards, and it's about a 30% degree.
I like that.
Not
twist
percent.
on it.
30 degree.
30-degree angle.
Yeah.
Twist.
And then this one was an experiment with the other 4-ounce braid. I put the braid on a blending board and then rolled off Rolags to try to get, and I never get this right, a woolen.
Yes, worsted is smooth, woolen is fluffy.
Okay. To get a more woolen prep, I did the blending board thing, but I don't think it really blended that well because as I was spinning it, there were places where the fibers were kind of coming out straight. So I don't think I was getting a true woolen prep. And then I did that on 3 bobbins, and I did not enjoy that. It just didn't, it wasn't coming out like I expected it to. It's very thick and thin. I like the yarn. I'll still use it just fine. But it wasn't as pleasurable to spin from that preparation. I probably would have been better off doing from the fold, but I was lazy and didn't want to do from the fold. It came out 9 wraps per inch, 147 yards, and it's 3-ply with a 50 degree twist angle. And then the 3 bobbins, I had a little bit left on 2 bobbins, and so I have just a little mini 2-ply. So that was this month's fiber box. Actually, that was January's fiber box.
Hey, you're getting closer though.
I am getting closer. And then the other spinning news I have is that I am already preparing for Tour de Fleece.
Wow.
Tour de Fleece begins on June 29th. I have a huge basket I'll show a picture of here. I have my prep sheet.
Wow.
Like
Wow.
neurotic. I'm right back to last year. It was basically just I'm gonna
Yep,
spin a
I'm
little
just
bit
gonna
a day.
spin.
I'm just gonna no. I'm back to the neurotic Judith that we all know and despise, right? So I actually took, this is June, this is July, and I wrote down how many kilometers each day the racers are going to race, and I'm going to try to spin as many grams as there are kilometers,
Oh my God.
which is a lot.
Yes,
The first day is 206 kilometers. That is
That's
nearly
2 skeins of yarn.
Mhm.
And are we doing 3-ply or 2-ply or what are we doing?
It'll be 2-ply. It'll be
Okay.
2-ply. Some I'm looking at doing like a DK. Some I'm looking at doing a more chunky. There's one that's
So
going to have
2
locks
ply.
in it.
2 skeins. We're talking 1,600 yards, at least.
Just from that one day.
Yes.
Yeah. There are some days that are less. There are some days that are only like 138, 145. There's 125 kilometer. I think that's probably one of their time trials, time races. So yeah, it all comes out to, I thought I had, it all comes out to 3,492 kilometers. That's a lot of yarn.
That's 30 skeins of yarn.
But that is so much of my stash. It's unbelievable how much fiber that I'm
So
going to get.
all you are going to do is spin. There
Pretty
will
much.
be no knitting in
No,
Tour de
more
Fleece.
than likely not. It will be a spin only.
Yeah,
month.
you're going to eat, breathe, sleep.
Yes. I have already spoken with the husband, and we are going to set up my spin zone in the camper. So I can literally like go out to the camper and just go crazy. Except for when we're camping. I'll have to kind of put some of the stuff away, but I'll still be spinning on while we're camping. But part of, in addition to like all the wonderful things, and I'm going to do a video that will go over all of the things that I'm going to be spinning, all the different, this is the list of all the things that I'm going to spin. So I will do a video on that, but I wanted to share a few special things that I'm going to do for fiber prep. Most of it I don't really need to prep. It's all either already in Rolags or it's a comb top that all I need to do is like, separate it. There's a few fractal spins that I'll need to separate the fiber to do the fractal spin. But there's a few things that I need to actually do a prep on. And I thought I'd share them with you because they're interesting. These are probably my most unique spins. This is only 30 grams. But it is
Silk cocoons. Oh,
they're silk cocoons.
Oh, wow.
So you spread them out. This is a couple. They stick together like glue.
Yeah. And if you got any snags on
Yeah.
your fingers.
Yeah. So this is one silk cocoon that's been kind of spread out a bit to sort of a hanky kind of thing. And that's what I'll spin from. So I'll just take from one end and start spinning from it. And then I'll grab the next one and the next one. And so I have to prep all of these little cocoons to be flighty little, yeah. So that's one thing I'll have to do.
You need to teach Dylan. I'll bet she'd be good at that.
I actually, when we unboxed this, she did help me. And
Did she?
there is some video on the channel. Nope, the videos were taken down because our affiliation with Paradise Fibers ended.
Oh, okay.
So the videos are not listed. And the next one is, this is goat fiber from Julia's Goat.
Oh, okay.
And I did a little bit. These are some little Rolags that I did on the hand carders. So just a couple. These were like experimenting with the hand carder. And then this was a little bit of yarn that I got from the hand carders.
And this is mohair.
This is mohair. This
Yeah.
is goat
goat mohair. Little tiny baby. This was her first shearing.
First shearing.
So I'll have to flick and flock and fluff and flip and prep that. And then the last one is, this is a big one. This is 225 grams of fiber. This is a Corriedale cross, a white Corriedale cross. And I'm going to put this on the blending board and blend it with this.
Yeah, for camel.
I have to, there's a lot of guard hair in it, so I got to take the guard hair out.
Oh,
This is Brady.
Brady.
This is my dog that I lost a couple of years ago. This was his last 2 brushings, and there is a lot of guard hair. I'm going to have to do the hand carders and get rid of a lot of the guard hair and get it nice and fluffy, and then I'm going to blend it with this, probably not blending board, probably the carders. I'm going to blend it with this, so I have, you know, dog hair, especially Brady, he was a chocolate lab. Even the downy bits of his hair were quite short staple length. So in order to kind of get it to spin properly, mixing it with the wool will help me be able to do that.
Yeah.
And the goal, hopefully, is to get enough to make something that I can wear, like a hat.
You say that was 225 grams in that
Yes.
braid? That's great for your first day. You need 229 grams.
Yeah, I can't remember I'm doing it here.
Okay.
There's a day that it's there's 187. I think once I get some of the guard hairs and stuff out, I'm not going to have quite as much of that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to call it a lot less than it really is. And then if I overspin, if I have too much, oh well. Oh well. Yeah, that's the most unique spins I think I have for Tour de Fleece coming up. And then I do also have 2 blending boards that I need to do in order to meet the gram goal. I need to do 190 grams on a board and then another 100. So I've got a lot of different miscellaneous fibers and stellina and angel fire. What is it?
Yeah, I think that's what it
Is that what
is.
it's called? Firestar.
Firestar.
Angel
Yeah.
fire.
Sounds good.
A lot of different add-ins, so I'm going to try to find some photo inspiration. I did this a while ago, I think my first Tour de Fleece. I got some photos, like color photo inspirations, and then I did my interpretation of that photo on the board, and then rolled it off into Rolags. So you'll kind of see the photo inspiration, and then the photo of the board, and then the Rolags that are inspired. Yeah, it's just the artsy fartsy in me. I love it. It's so much fun. I haven't done the blending board in so long. I'm really, really looking forward to it. I've been watching videos and like getting excited, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. So that's spinning, lots of spinning. Stash enhancements.
Yeah, I have.
I only have one.
4.
One's at the post office, but I do have one to share.
I have 4.
All right, you go.
So one I gave a little allude to earlier. My 24 birds make along is in
I love it.
a bag, and this could
With
not be
birds.
more perfect.
Yeah.
This is from Robin's Nest is the name of her Etsy shop. If I could stop shaking. She is in the Crazy Sock Lady exclusive Facebook group, membership group, and she makes bags. And she had a store update, and I wanted to get one of her bags, and it had little birds on it. I said, oh, perfect, that'll work for my birds make along. I counted the birds on this bag. Guess how many are on it?
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. 24 birds.
That's crazy.
I could not believe it. I said, well, wouldn't that be wild? Wouldn't that just be crazy?
That's kismet right there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
How could she have sewn that fabric in such a way to be 24 birds? But yeah, it's a really well-made bag. You know, she's got a cute little tassel on the zipper pull. She includes a
a wrist clip here, so you can have a wrist clip, and her little logo wooden charm.
Cute.
It's got a cute little bird on a branch. This is a cute little charm. Look at that little bird on the branch.
Cute. And that's a stitch marker too.
Yes, it's got a lobster clasp on it. The bag has a front pocket. Nice size front pocket for all your things. And a nice size inside pocket. And that cute little, there's her label. And cute little fabric, coordinating fabric.
That's the perfect match fabric for that.
It is, yeah. Matches the green there perfectly.
Nice.
So, yeah. I just thought,
nice.
put everything in it, and I said, those are the cutest little birds. Wouldn't that be wild if it had 24 birds on it?
And it does.
And it does.
That's amazing. It was meant to be yours.
Yeah. And do you want me to go ahead and do
one more, yeah, because I only
Okay.
have one. I'll do one in between at your halfway point.
Okay. All right. So this one I'm messing all up.
Oh, you guys, I see sparkle.
Oh, it sparkles. And I had got some from the spring update from 3 by the Sea.
Uh-huh.
They are out of Florida, mother and daughters, Kim, Becky, and Dreama. Love that name, Dreama. This was actually, I think this came after the spring update. This is it's on their Amelia silver base. It's 75 wool, 15 nylon, 10 stellina, fingering weight. I think I said that. And the colorway is Daydream. And this is included in a sock set. I cannot remember the name of the sock set, but a 20-gram mini of this goes with one of their recent sock sets.
Oh, cool.
I just loved this color. It's not quite a, it's not a deep turquoise. It's, I don't know. It's a daydream.
Yeah.
It's just a very soft pastel-y aqua, and with that little, you probably can't pick up the sparkle. Oh yeah, there's a little bit of sparkle there. It's really not showing up true though. It's showing very blue.
It's very subtle sparkle, but it's weird. There's a lot of sparkle in it, but it's tiny sparkles.
Yeah, you can see how tiny they are here a little bit. But it's kind of blowing. That's close there. It's more of a greenish than it is a bluish.
Yeah.
Like a real pastel minty green. Beautiful. And their yarn is luscious. Absolutely luscious. So yeah, that's 3 by the Sea. I do have their card here, so I'll show you that. Somewhere here I had their card. Where did I put it? There it is. 3 by the Sea.
Cool.
They have an Etsy shop. And there's all their stuffs where you can find them.
Cool.
Yeah. Love them.
Awesome. So my only stash enhancement comes from one absolute need. My Lolo bar Highlander. I ran out. I literally had like a sliver that I was trying to eke out. So they now do refills. So I'm able to keep the same tin that I had, but I got a refill. Oh, who doesn't love Jamie? Oh my God. Yeah. So they do a refill, and it's so cool because the refill actually comes sandwiched between two of these little, all of their packaging is biodegradable. So this is cardboard, biodegradable cardboard, completely eco-friendly. And so your refill comes sandwiched between that, which means this kind of has that smell. And so I put the other one in my sock drawer.
There you go.
And then this one I will find another use for, I'm sure.
In your intimates drawer.
Ooh, easy now. Why not? So yes, I got the Highlander and I love it. And then I also, of course, if I'm going to place an order, I might as well get a few other things, right? So
Pop it up for the shipping.
right. So I got this one, which is called Tea Party. And I don't remember all the things, but it's got like white tea and some kind of
Ooh.
floral.
Yeah.
It's like a floral. Oh my god, it's so pretty. It's very springy and very clean.
Yeah.
I love the smell, the fragrance of white tea. So I got that in the big one because I just knew I'd love that. And then there's a couple of other scents that I've been wanting to try, but you never know if you're going to like them or not. So I do like to get these. However, I had several of these go rancid on me because they don't close very tight. They really are just like a try it or to put in your purse kind of thing. They're not meant to last. Like my Highlander, I had this for like 3 years and it never went rancid. The ones in these little containers did. So I'll want to use these up right away, but I thought they'd be nice to try out some fragrances to make sure I liked them before I bought the big one. This one I've wanted to try for a long time, Mr. Darcy. It's got like tobacco and it's kind of a woodsy, manly fragrance. I'm all for it.
Ooh.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, this is like your Husqvarna guy. And this is like your English gentleman.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Julie like.
Yeah, I like that one. I've got some mini tins. I might be able to get you some mini tins for those.
I'm
That way
using
they
these up
last.
right
okay.
away.
Okay.
This one is just lilac. And it really is very lilac-y.
Oh, very, yeah.
But
But not like sickening.
Right. It's not overpowering.
Right.
But it's definitely like, you've got a vase in your living room, lilac
Yes.
kind of smell.
Yeah.
And then this one, this is a little nostalgic. Goes back to our Avon days when we were kids and the Avon lady would come to your house, Honeysuckle.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It smells just like the Avon honeysuckle
Yep.
perfume and powder and lotion and
Yep.
all the honeysuckle things I used to get from the Avon
Yep.
lady. So that is my one and only.
And you
stash.
get those from who?
Right from Lolo.
Okay.
Lolo Body Care. LoloBodyCare.com.
Okay.
And they're just, I love, all of their packaging is recyclable. Even like the cellophane, it's not really a cellophane wrapper. It's a
it's
a
like the
biodegradable
glossine?
paper. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just really, and I love that they're doing the refills to these tins now. You can get them with new labels, like if you need a front and back label,
Oh.
or just the sticker, or just the bar. And my Highlander tin was quite well done. Like it's not too bad, so I just got just the bar. But they do have a ton of different things. I love their lotion bars. They have soap. I also got a bar of a shampoo bar, and I love the fragrance. I loved like it soaps up really good, but my hair didn't like it. I ended up giving it to Kayla. My eldest daughter actually shaves her head, so she doesn't have a whole lot of hair. But when she has hair, she thought the shampoo bar would probably be better than a great big bottle of shampoo in her shower because she doesn't have to use much.
Yeah.
So I ended up giving it to her. My hair is so fine and so finicky with what I wash it with that it just wasn't working for me. So I gave that to her.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, highly recommend them. Love them, especially the Jamie.
Yeah.
All right, on to you. You got two more, right?
Yes, I've got two more. Correct, I do. All right, so this is another one from someone in the Crazy Sock Lady Facebook group.
I love this dyer.
Yes.
I love her yarn.
Yeah.
I love her colors.
Yes. And the Crazy Sock Lady is going to be starting summer sock camp. That first day of summer sock camp is May 24th.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, it's coming right up. And the logo this year, everyone said how it has a very 80s, 90s theme to it.
Oh, yeah?
All of the, like this. This is from Mama Jess Knits. And she is, was this an Etsy? Can't remember if this was Etsy. No, I think she had, yeah, she's on Etsy. Okay. This is her colorway, Frankly Lisa. And yeah.
I get the reference.
Do you remember?
I get the reference.
Lisa Frank.
Yep.
All of those, if I can, I'll see if we can put a picture in of the logo this year. Because all the colors in it, the type style that's used for it and everything, it definitely does have an 80s, 90s vibe. So all of these types of colors, Kay's putting together a list of dyers and makers for bags and stuff that have that 80s, 90s vibe to them. Nothing is like officially summer sock camp merchandise.
Right.
She's not doing that.
Yeah.
But if there are any makers out there that do 80s and 90s themed products, she's going to
just mentioning
recommend them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that was really fun. She has done, I think, when she did it, it was just like a little whim of an experiment kind of thing, and she put it out on the Facebook group, and everybody just went gaga over it. It went like that, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's gone! You can do more." So she did a second round, and I think this might be the third round, and I think she's getting ready to do another one because it's so popular, and it is. It's so pretty. So yeah, had to have one of those for summer sock camp. And then, this is a dyer that I have heard a lot about. I do have to say, this dyer is on the pricier end of things. Mm-hmm. But I have heard so much about her, and she had a very pretty sock set that I wanted to try. Glad I did, because oh my gosh, Robin, A Yarn to Die For. I always loved her yarn because of the twist. Mm-hmm. The yarn was kind of different. I mean, a lot of your sock yarns have a kind of tight, really firm twist. And I liked Robin's because it was so bouncy. It was not so compacted, like it had puff in each strand. And this is Ruby and Roses. And that is the way her yarn is.
Yeah.
It's got
that twist is right up your alley.
It is. Each strand, I'll ruin it by getting it too close, I'm sure. But each strand is puffy. Yeah. It's not tight and smoothed down so much. And this was just such a pretty combination. This is
like a garden.
Yeah. It's called Headspace is the main skein, and Petal is the contrast mini. It's just so
very
fun.
Pretty.
Yeah. So her base is an 85-15. And I think, all of her contact stuff there. She's on all the things, She's on Instagram, all that good stuff. And she really does. It's probably gone now. It's probably completely sold out. If it is, she may do another one. She had a whole Taylor Swift thing.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
And, all of her, she's a very good dyer. Everything is
really
beautiful.
Pretty.
Very beautiful.
The intensity of some of those colors is really, really good.
When you look at the way some of those, a lot of times, I mean, maybe a little bit, but a lot of times you get these deep greens and these turquoisey colors, and they really break a lot. Mm-hmm. They don't stay. But look at that one.
Yeah.
It didn't really bleed, or it really stayed. It's really pretty.
Yep.
Had to do it.
Very pretty. All right. Well, that's stash enhancements.
Yeah.
Reviews and recommendations.
Yes, I do have a review and a recommendation. Well, I don't have a full review yet, but I do have a recommendation, and we'll have a review.
Okay.
Hopefully, it'll probably be towards the end of May. But I have mentioned before, I think it's Knitwear Designs from the Rock, Beth McDonald Stone. And she had her latest podcast, blog, whatever you want to call it, had a mention of a dyer that she is going to do a collaboration with for their advent this year. And she just mentioned, she didn't show any of their yarn or anything, but she just mentioned that it's not really her vibe. It's out of her comfort zone and all this, but she's really excited to design for them for their advent. And so she mentioned them, and then I promptly went to Instagram and looked them up, and oh my gosh. We will put in their logo. You have to go to Sprinkled Fibers on Instagram. And if you are into pastels and sprinkles and the girly vibe, oh my gosh, you will love
so pretty.
this dyer.
It really is very pretty.
It is beautiful.
Very, very pastel-y, very...
Like unicorns and rainbows.
Yes.
If you think of
yes.
unicorns
it's
and
unicorn
rainbows.
Unicorn poop yarn, pretty much.
And it's a mother and daughter. The daughter is basically the dyer. And she is a model. She's really a professional model. She models for LA Fashion Week and all that stuff. They're in SoCal, Southern California. Such a sweet girl. If you watch their YouTube, which they do not have a website. They do not have an Etsy. They do not have anything
They're
like that.
a little bit unique in the way
Yes.
that you purchase their yarn.
Yes, you have to be watching their YouTube because that's where the first announcements on things and all the details about, like Advent. Here's the day the Advent's going to go. Here's the time it's going to be available, and you have to get all your details there. And then the Sprinkled Fibers Instagram account is where all the announcements come out. Aside from YouTube, there is I think it's called Sprinkled Shop. That's kind of like their marketing. That's where they kind of put things out there. But primarily, their selling is done by messaging them through that Sprinkled Fibers Instagram account. And just they're just so cool, very affordable. They have done some of the designs that have come out. There was one that was a shawl, and the shawl did not use, it used like 6 or 7 different colors, but they knew it didn't even use a whole skein. It used quite a bit less than a whole skein of each of those colors. So they wound off what was needed for each of the colors and put the kit together that way to keep the kit affordable. So I thought, not many makers will do that.
Yeah.
It's very time consuming.
Yes, very.
So they did that. They started this year doing a Flower of the Month club. They do it quarterly. You sign up, you pre-order for the quarter coming up. It's $100 including your shipping for the quarter, which I think is really affordable.
Yeah.
And I just heard about them 2 days ago, so I was so bummed because they just got through doing it.
She wasn't going to share. She was going to keep that little secret in her hat. But I'm glad she decided to share with you all.
I had to.
Of course.
I mean,
we share with our friends.
That's right. So I went on and watched their latest YouTube, and they were talking about the Flower of the Month Club, and then they mentioned that if you missed out, but you still want to get May and June, they gave an option. You could still get May and June. So yeah, I was right over on Instagram, and I'm messaging them like, how do I still get May and June? And the daughter, Lindsay herself, she is messaging you back and forth.
Wow.
Here's how it works. Here's how much it is. Do you want to use Zelle or Venmo? And here's who you send it. I mean, this girl's messaging me back and forth at 12:30 last night. Of course, they're on the West Coast, so it's only like 8:30, 9 o'clock their time. But I mean, I was quite impressed. When I looked at their YouTube, they don't have a ton of followers right now, but I can tell you what, that's going to change.
They will. With the beautiful colors of their yarn, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I don't know how many people I saw comments about, oh, my gosh, you do the best speckling in the industry. I mean, in the industry, and it's hard to dispute that. When you see, she has got a very good color sense. Really, watching the YouTube and everything, her mom talks about how she was going to do this, and So she put together these colors, and then Lindsay came up with this, and it should go this way. And then you look at it and it's like, oh my gosh, yes, that's perfect. Lindsay put this together, and it's like, this, and she's a model, and she's going to college. It's like,
How do I think people find the energy for all this?
and she's a beautiful girl. She really is.
Yeah.
Not just beauty, skin deep beauty. She's very sweet too.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So
Cool.
definitely give them a check.
Cool. I don't think I have any reviews or recommendations. I haven't, other than Lee Toyota and Thompson.
Yes.
Got my car back to me.
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't really been, doing much. Haven't been, no.
You have been doing a lot. You just have been doing
Nothing that,
TV, books, movies,
Right.
that kind of stuff.
No, ain't got no time for that. The only thing I have been watching, as I mentioned on the last podcast, is RuPaul's Drag Race, because Kayla and I are absolutely addicted to that show, and we're binge watching I don't know if he's on like the 18th or 19th season.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
crazy. We're only
Wow.
on like the 9th season. Yeah. But we're just binge watching that while I knit. So other than that, I don't think I have anything new I've really found.
Cool.
All right. Good talk. Is that all the things?
I think it's all the things.
I think it's all the
I do want to put a little spoiler out there.
Oh.
That with doing these tubes, I think I might want to do a giveaway coming up.
Ooh. You hear to hear first, folks.
Yeah. So I have a few more skeins lined up that I want to get cranked out into tubes. So I think the next episode I will show some tubes and we'll have us a giveaway.
Well, there we go. You heard it here. If you lasted this long, you heard it here. And we love you for lasting this long.
Yeah.
So there'll be more details on that
Yeah.
next. Hopefully in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Barring any
No sickness.
catastrophes and illness.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, until we come back and blather on about fibery goodness again next time, where can we find you on social media, Julie?
Mostly on Instagram, jules.makes. I am also on Facebook, just a personal account, Julie McKinney Larrabee, and on Ravelry as Jules Larrabee.
And I am Nanas_house15. Is that me? Yes. Nanas_house15 on Instagram and Nana's House 15 on Ravelry. That's pretty much the only place I am. And of course, here on the YouTubes, comment below. We definitely appreciate it and love to interact with you here. And you can email us at nuttynittysisters@gmail.com and at nuttynittysisters on the Insta.
Yep.
So now we will have no delay and we can say it together. Until next time, stay nutty and keep knitting. Bye!